What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Elune video here on the channel. And today, guys, we had Reaper drop late last night. You guys know I usually don't stay up super late to get release heroes. And I haven't even gotten the okay for when we can do our sponsored summoning stream from Gameville. So I'm waiting to see if we're going to be using it on Reaper, possibly one of the other units. I'm waiting to hear back on the CMs before I do my summons. So no, I've not pulled yet. So I've not been able to test her. And you guys know how I like to do. I really like to test the legendaries at full capacity. So it may be a long time because the Summoners War Collab drained my rubies a lot. And unless I get super lucky, which probably ain't gonna happen, I probably am not gonna be doing like a full showcase video on this unit. So we're gonna do a brief should you summon an overview of Reaper today on the channel. And you know, when we eventually get her maxed out, at least 5 dupes to get her to +5, then we'll probably do, you know, an actual showcase. But I don't know how long that'll be, so don't hold your breath on me covering that anytime soon. But let's go over her stats and her abilities and let me know what you guys think of her as well. So first of all, at maxed +5, she is going to have, I believe that's +5, right? Yeah, okay. All right, she's at 4,300, 588 HP, 5421 physical defense, attack speed of 108, evasion of 11, 0 crit power, 10,396 attack, 5643 magic defense, no accuracy, and 84 crit. So as far as the DPS goes, she's pretty good. She goes into that kind of category of, you know, ranging between 4,000 and 5,000 health. She's in the 5,000 defense range on each. Excuse me, and then she's a little over 10k attack. And pretty good speed at 108. So overall, I say stat-wise, she's good. Nothing crazy, but nothing bad either. So I'd say she's on par there. So let's look into the big juicy part of her skills. We're actually going to start with her passives, because her passives actually coincide a lot with her regular skills. So seize target, she's going to be kind of similar to King Rim on how her mechanics work, just to give you guys a heads up. So first of all, on her passive 1, seize the target, which is going to select the enemy with the highest attack speed in the back row as an assassin target at the beginning of each wave. The assassin target cannot dodge Reaper's attacks or resist her debuffs. When an assassin target is killed, another assassin target is selected in her next turn. A new assassin target cannot be selected before the current assassin target is killed. So for waves, that is important, but I'm wondering how she's going to work in boss fights when there's only one enemy. I wonder if just automatically the boss is going to be targeted, or are bosses going to be immune to assassin target? If they're immune to this, then she's completely worthless, honestly, in boss fights. Now, if she's able to be used, it's going to create a whole different dynamic once we go into her skills. But right now, I'm going to speak to her as though she's going to be used for mob fights. Now for PvP, she's going to be very good, because typically a lot of the time your attack speeds are going to be on either, you know, DPS heroes or possibly the big high-end support heroes like Weiwei. So definitely passive 1 is something we're going to have to see how that goes in testing, if it is able to be applied to bosses. So we'll have to see on that. Now her passive 2 is very just good. Reaper evades all enemy attacks when she's assigned in the back row if there is a surviving ally in the front row. So there isn't really much to go into. Basically, she's awesome for Chaos Tower, because that means basically she's super safe. She won't be killed until your tank dies. So if you have a charge formation, or even if you're going to be using maybe a unit like Rachel in a 4-man front row formation and then put her in the back in Iron Wall, she's going to be able to survive that as well. So super good. Passive 2 gives her just that, you know, defensive capability of can't be assigned attacks unless they're AoE, of course, as long as there's an ally in the front row. Passive 3 is going to be when Reaper defeats an enemy, deal 1% attack physical damage to adjacent enemies on both sides, and inflicts weakening effect that increases damage received by 50% for 3 turns. That's actually huge. Being able to have that weakened effect for 3 turns every time an enemy is defeated. So that actually makes me think possibly she could even be used for Trent. simply because she's going to apply that weaken effect for increased damage, so it may make your Trent runs faster. Granted, a lot of us are probably sitting on max Balders, max Arslans, things like that, so probably it'll be a while before she's going to be up to par to take on boss 12, unless you guys are whaling or just have been sitting on rubies or getting extremely lucky and getting her to +5 pretty fast. But at any rate, I still think she's very, very strong for her passives. So let's go into her normal skill first, and that's why we wanted to go over her passives first for you guys. So, striking 2 times and dealing a total of 140, 1.1% physical damage to the enemy if the enemy is marked as an assassin target. Inflicts curse effect that causes despair for 1 turn. If we don't remember, curse effect, guys, let's go down here. Where is it at? Curse effects. Curse. Despair. Unable to receive buffs. So basically it makes it unable to be buffs is what despair does. But keep in mind, guys, this is an ability that there are a couple of world boss fights where despair is a key ability. So having that on your S1 could be extremely helpful for boss fights. And if you guys actually max this out, it's going to go to 110 and 1.58% of the damage. I don't think the curse effect, no, curse effect's still 1 turn, so that doesn't change anything for her S1. But anytime you have an S1 that has bonus things that happen is super, super good. So it's going to be great. Her skill gem set, not really worth it because it's only a 5% chance for stun, so we're going to move on from that. Next, we're going to go into her special, her skill 2, which is 4 souls. And then at level 6, it's going to do 1,700 and 2.41% damage if the enemy is marked with assassin target. The attack will always land as a crit. That's actually huge. And inflict 3 stacks of bleeding for 3 turns. 3 stacks of bleeding. Wow, that is a little insane. So that can be super, super good, especially when you're going to be talking about world boss. That could be when we have the things that are for physical effects. So just keep that in mind, guys, that can be super, super good. Once again, skills gem set, only 5% chance for panic. That's just not, 5% is so low, not going to be worth it. You're going to want to prioritize whatever her stats are you want to hit. So whether that's crit or physical damage, I believe is what she's on. Yeah, physical damage. So I would say still probably go like crit physical damage for skill gem sets for S1, S2, just because the skill gem completions are not too great. And then finally her ultimate, let's go into maxed out, is going to do 2340 plus 3.96 physical damage. Instantly kills the enemy marked as assassin. So for PvE content and waves, this can be super, super good because now we have another unit. And this actually will probably replace Kang Rim actually in Chaos Tower, as long as you can get her to survive, which honestly with her passive, it shouldn't be hard. Even at base level, she should be decent for Chaos Tower, because basically immediately she's going to target an enemy with her assassin mark, and then immediately on her S2, you can just go bang, instant kill. So you can go through Chaos Tower a lot faster with her. So keep that in mind. Also, PvP. Instant kill on turn 1 is absolutely huge. She's definitely going to shake up PvP as well, so be prepared for that, guys. Now, if the enemy is immune to instant death, aka boss fights, world boss, things like that, gain 2 souls and then reduce the cooldown by 1 turn. Now, Kang Rim, I would say for boss fights, is still going to be king because he gives that extra huge amount of damage. And Kang Rim requires no souls once Mark of Death is applied. This is still going to require 6 souls. You are going to get 2 souls back, and you're going to reduce your cooldown by 1 turn, so you're only going to have a 1-turn cooldown each time you use your S3 on the boss, which is still good, but it's just not, where you want. But she probably is going to be a very key slot for physical damage only DPS units, even on bosses, because Kang Rim is a magic damage unit. So in those instances for Alliance boss and World boss where we need our physical damage units, she probably is going to be a very, very good option, unless you have a super amount of investment in like your maybe your Balder. If Blaze is a very if it's a debuff that can work on the boss, or Arslan as well. It's just Arslan's buff made him very, very high in DPS. So, but she's going to be a solid option down the road once you guys get enough copies of her to really build her for those boss fights. But I say for Chaos Tower and PvP, you could probably use her at base or +1, simply because she has that built-in protection, being in the back row, and she has that instant kill on turn 1, which is absolutely huge. As long as I'm reading her passive correctly, because it says it's gonna attack, it's gonna select at the highest speed at the start of the fight. It doesn't say that you have to wait or anything at the beginning of each wave, and then when it's killed, another target is selected. So it seems like even in PvP, where you don't have waves, you should still be getting reselected targets on her passive 1 for her mark. So, and then to wrap things up, she is going to have a 10% chance of gaining 2 souls after defeating an enemy with her S3. 10% is good, so I would go ahead and use the S3 skill gem set completion on her. You know, every 10 times you use this, you should hit that effect. You know, you'd be surprised how often 10% chances do happen, but 5% is just too low for her other 2 skills. But 10% is good. Getting 2 souls back is super, super good. So she's a very, very interesting soul battery unit, as well as having a lot of DPS and utility. As far as landing 2 different types of debuffs with Despair, with Bleeds, and then she also has instant kills in wave content as well, in PvP content. So honestly, my result of should you pull, I think you guys should definitely pull. I do not think you guys should empty your entire wad, but I definitely think she is worth 3,000 rubies to get 1 guaranteed copy of her, because this is going to be a step-up banner. And I think she's going to be interesting to tool with, especially if you guys are struggling in PvP, if you guys are struggling in Chaos Tower. I think she's going to be a good weapon to use in those modes. Boss fights, we're going to have to do a lot of testing to see how her mark works, how that's going to work in PvP. Like I said, her damage output I do not think is close to Kangrim's on her ultimate. If we go back here, so we're looking at 2340 and then 3.96. So let's go to Kangrim real fast just to compare before we end the video. Okay, so her base actually is higher, but with Mark of Death with kill immunity, twice the damage. So you're looking at 4,500 and then 7%, like plus the points, plus the 7% or whatever, or 8% almost. So definitely, I feel that definitely Kangrim does straight up more damage, but utility-wise, definitely you guys can see a spot for Reaper. So that's going to sum up the video, though, of what I think you guys should pull. Pretty much my result is, like, I don't really change my opinion on should you pull, just because it is a step-up banner, and it's only 3,000 gems to guarantee that copy. Before, it was 9,000 gems to guarantee a copy. So definitely a third of what we're used to. On top of that, we do have pity. We do have a pity meter as well for the banners as well. So I'm hoping that they are going to carry over. I'll try to get that information from you guys as well, and let you guys know in my next video that's recorded after this date, if I get an answer from the CMs, if our pity is going to carry over from these 3 units, just like it did for Rachel, Trent, and Karu did. We were able to, the 3,000, 6,000, 9,000 pity is going to be carried over. Now, I think it only goes to 6,000, just get a random legendary, because we are getting these step-up banner systems now. So that is going to be the video, guys. Hope you guys all enjoy. If you guys did like today's content, make sure you guys drop a like down below. Hit that subscribe button. As always, if you guys are new, let me know what you guys think, though, of Reaper. Are you guys going to pull for her? Are you going to pass for the other heroes? Let me know, guys, but I think this is a good opportunity to use some of your rubies, because it's the first DPS hero we have gotten since the release of the game as a legendary. So don't miss your opportunity to at least get 1 copy, guys. That's what I'm going to do. I'm preparing to get shafted and just get out 1 copy and then get out of the banner. But thank you guys so much for watching once again, and the continued support here on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.